strategic planning gets to be sexy. It is sexy. There is something so beautiful and empowering when you see somebody move with certainty, when you see somebody move at this flowy pace, knowing that that pace is exactly the right one, when you see someone confidently pursuing their goals, when you see somebody confidently launching their programs online, when you see someone selling effortlessly, when you see someone celebrating how far they've come or celebrating their clients' results. There's something really sexy and magnetic when you witness another entrepreneur glide over their own stage, flow over their own stage, not rushed, not stressed, but really grounded and peaceful and rooted in their power. And you might not even realize that they're helped by a strategic plan, that they're held by the strategies, processes, and systems they have put into their business. And the thing that I've learned along the way and that I've seen again and again with clients, whether around launches or generally their businesses and how they're approaching their months and their quarters, is that when we don't create a plan, we ultimately plan to fail, because inevitably without a plan and with us just throwing all these different pieces out there in this like chaotic kind of way, we have our energy all over the place and we stop doing the things that actually matter because our focus is just not there. We're not really devoted to our vision or to our mission or to what we're trying to create. We're literally just like, woo, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. And as a many-gen, okay, I'm a many-gen in my human design, a lot of the times that energy is kind of celebrated and encouraged. But I realized for me that it was a trap I kept stepping into around self-sabotage, where it almost seemed like it's better to just not have a plan and to just go with the flow. But it caused a ton of resistance. It caused inconsistencies in the way I was showing up, or more so, what I was showing up for. I'm not talking about posting on social media every day, okay? I'm talking about really every day taking some key actions that help you to move forward, that help you show up on the one thing that you're really focused on right now in your business. And maybe it's growth, maybe it's filling one particular offer, maybe it's actually putting in better systems and processes to free up your time so you can actually scale your business. And you got to get clear on what those things actually are. And with everything that we do, including our launches, including the way we show up to market and sell our offers, including the way we move our beautiful soul clients through our business from the first time they're having an experience with us, maybe you listening to this podcast or coming to my Instagram, to you maybe having a conversation in my DMs with me, to choosing to come into one of my programs or my mastermind strategic. There has to be an intention in how you're being moved through. There's a journey that happens, there's steps that happen, and the intention and the experience and the alignment that's being created through all of that matters. Because when you do it in this intentional, purposeful, meaningful way, where you're really clear on the pieces, where you're really clear on your actions as a CEO and how to follow through on your own deliverables and hold yourself accountable, you are enabling your business to create an experience that is elevated and an experience that has people wanting to continue for more, that wanting to continue with your services. And ultimately, all of this intention, the way you show up, it not only grows your community and nurtures your community, but it has the clients that are coming in, staying on with you longer, meaning they're renewing with you. And so you're continuously welcoming new people, but you're also keeping people that are already in your world working with you for the long term. You're building lasting relationships. And this repeat business is huge. The sales that happen behind the scenes are huge. But it requires your intention. It requires this consistency throughout your brand, the consistency of the experience that you provide. And without a clear plan, without the clarity of what that looks like, we're really setting ourselves up to fail. It's a big word. We really do. And so even as a manager, there is a way in which you can strategically plan what's coming up. There's a way in which you can use strategy and processes and systems to hold you and free up space so you can show up in your full creative life force, so you can show up and bring all of that fire to your business, to your creativity, to your content, to the way you speak, to your relationships, to your life. And creation becomes so much easier while you're being held and guided, while you're growing and scaling your business, while you're making huge progress, without walking around with this like feeling of like pressure on your chest that you got to do more, you got to move faster, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to come up with something new. This energy, it's not sustainable, but this frantic energy also becomes at times desperate, and we can smell desperation from people. We can smell the desperation from people. And I don't know about you, but if I get the sense that somebody's really desperate, that they're really like pushing and forcing, it is like a bug repellent. I am out. I am out. I'm not going to be working with them because it's not the energy that I want to be surrounded by. For me, cultivating an environment through everything that I do, through the way I set myself up, is so huge, because when I cultivate this environment that allows me to be in peace, in a peace with a quiet, calm mind that makes me feel connected, spacious, with time, that is when I'm so held and feel so supported and feel so at ease that my ability to create and to show up and to serve and to give and to share my message and to be in the pursuit of my mission ultimately is possible, is consistent, and it's magnetic. And so this is what has people say, I wonder how she does it. I wonder how she does it. How does she do it? And the reality is, what your business looks like looks different for all of us. It looks different for all of us. We all move at a different pace. We all do different things. We all have our different genius. We all have a different way in which we show up in this world. And so strategic planning actually is sexy because it helps you really be confidently rooted in your path, in your journey. And entrepreneurship isn't a race. to the finish line. It is a never-ending marathon. You're in it. I spoke about this in an earlier episode already on this podcast. So having this strategic plan that is aligned with your values, reverse engineered based on how you desire to feel, and utilizes your strengths, while simultaneously tapping into the knowledge and wisdom we have already from your business through what you have accomplished up until now, because we get to learn in hindsight, allows us to create this strategic plan forward for example, the final 4 months of 2023 that will have you feel held, safe, supported, expanded, and more rooted within the present moment right now, knowing you are showing up for this plan. You are stopping wasting precious time thinking what to do or guessing what to do or overthinking or procrastinating or all the stuff that ultimately holds us back to move forward. The amount of energy and capacity and time you're going to get back because you have a plan and you follow the plan is exponential. And people will be like, wow, you do all that? You know, I remember for myself, I think it happens to me on a regular basis, but last summer, it was very predominant. The summer that I went through my divorce, and my life was very different from how my life is now. And there was a lot going on, and I had to put a lot of pieces down. And I chose to show up for things that mattered and things that allowed me to maintain and nurture my online community. But I stopped taking on clients, and I really dedicated my summer last year to planning, dismantling, healing, and really becoming more and more and more devoted to my path, but also really recreating with much more intention, with better boundaries, with more clarity, so that I could move forward with more certainty, and knowing that now I can actually scale my business to multi-six figures and do it without burning out, and do it in flow, and do it with freedom to play. And that was so important to me. But the reason I'm bringing this up isn't because my summer was a shit show. That's how it felt to me. And I was literally forced to do this work. But I'm bringing this up because a lot of the times when I spoke with people, and I shared with them that really I showed up for the minimal, they said, what? You're still doing so much. You're still doing so much. And I look at it now, and in some ways it was true. I had 2 podcasts still running. I was actually creating some incredible programs that you can purchase now, evergreen programs on content creation. I turned my launch program into an online course. I delivered a training to build your signature online offer, drill worthy. There's so many different pieces that I did and that I showed up for behind the scenes for my clients. And it's true, I did a lot. But again, I had a plan and I followed it. And to me, it didn't seem like a lot. And a lot of people were like, wow, you're moving through this so gracefully and you're doing so well. And I had a very different experience of what that summer was like. But because I am in alignment, and because I plan, and because I get intentional, and because I decided what was important to focus on, I was still able to show up and to embody and radiate that energy of ease, of being able to create success and show up for the things that are important to me without hustling. I was okay. And it really hit home to me again and again, the importance of planning, the importance of bringing the strategic piece in, because if you don't have it, your mind and your ego has so much opportunity to come up with BS stories around the things that aren't working, and it has you spinning your wheels constantly. So when we do that, and when we're frantic, and when we're throwing out this and putting out that, and not to say that you can't have a lot of offers. Look, this is not what I'm saying. But it's about not always creating new, because there's so much that you already have. It's about making what you have more potent. It's about getting more refined and specific in how you deliver your message, so that the people you want to attract, the clients you want to call in, actually can hear what you are saying, because you're simplifying. You're more focused on having a clear message that is precise, rather than 10 different messages. You're very focused on, hey, this is a space to come in, while keeping the other spaces open for people to drop in as well. Just because you're launching one thing doesn't mean they can't come in on another. And when you're in this, it's beautiful. And it separates you. It elevates you, and it allows you to say, hey, come with me, because this is possible for you too. You don't have to be frantic. You don't have to be stressed. You don't have to do this alone. We can be in this together. Just like I do. Because I know deep down, you don't want to be guessing. You don't want to be always thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do this month to get clients? You don't want to be in this like situation where it's like your mind just always goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. It's not a vibe. You don't want to be stressed building your business. It's not why you got into your business in the first place. I would bet a lot of money that it wasn't. You didn't say, let me be a stressed, burned out, tired entrepreneur that hustles all the time but feels like nothing's working for me. I don't think you said that. You wanted the freedom. You wanted the space. You wanted to be able to work from anywhere. You wanted to go and take long weekends when you wanted to. You had this idea and this dream of what it could be like to be expanded, to feel full, to feel fulfilled and content in pursuing your purpose, in doing what you love, bringing this to your clients. You wanted an elevated experience within your work and within your life. And I'm telling you, that's possible. And learning how to plan like a CEO, learning to be strategic, mapping things out and sticking to the plan works. And it will unlock more abundance, more freedom, and more prosperity for you if you dare to go there. If you dare to go there and give it a chance. And listen, it doesn't have to be boring to plan neither. And you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. I am hosting for the first time in over a year my CEO strategic planning meeting. It's going to be an opportunity for you to come in. There's going to be some pre-work, and we are going to plan out your final 4 months of the year. We're going to get clear on what offers you're going to have, how you're going to roll them out, whether you're launching or whether you're having ongoing marketing campaigns. You're going to get clear on how you're showing up. You're going to walk away with knowing what worked for you and what didn't. You're going to have clarity on how you're moving your clients through your business, through the various different channels. You're going to walk away with a plan done, with clarity on the deliverables that you have to follow through as a CEO. And then you can just implement and do. Implement and go, implement and go, implement and go for these final 4 months that can be huge, 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 huge. My first 6-figure year came together in the last 2 months of 2021, the last 2 months of 2021. I think it took me 10 months to make the first $65,000. And then it took me 2 months to make the final 35. It was huge. The last 2-3 months even after year were huge, and it brought it home. But I had a plan and I moved with the plan and I didn't deviate from the plan. I had focus and clarity and I knew where I was going. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be one of those entrepreneurs people look at and say, how does she do it? How is she so calm? How does she sell so confidently? How is she so relaxed in her way? I want you to be one of those entrepreneurs who have such a solid plan and strategy that you're so freaking obsessed with and you don't want to deviate from your plan. Because how you show up and what you do to make it happen is so true to who you are. So it requires you to be who you are and show up as you are and follow through. And that is it. Minimal effort for you, even though you're doing things and other people might see it and say, oh my God, that's a lot of work. But for you, it feels different because it's aligned with you. Success plans, strategic plans, business plans, strategy in general and processes for your business have to work for your business. There is no one size fits all. And you'll walk away from this planning meeting knowing, one, how to plan like a CEO and having your quota mapped out. This is a working session. You're not going to come in and have to do work. You're going to come with and then when you leave, your strategic plan for the final 4 months will be done. This is my riff this week on strategic planning. The link to come and join me is in my bio. You can also DM me at Teresa Lambert Coaching on Instagram and just let me know that you want the link to the CEO strategic planning meeting and I will send it to you. I think you're all awesome. Whatever you're doing right now, however you're showing up to build your business, you're doing it. All is well. And if any of what I said to you today resonated deeply, if you're ready to drop that hustle and drop the frantic energy and come into building your business in a way that's strategic and sexy and easeful and opens up space and grace and elegance and focus so you can flow and scale, then come to this meeting. Join me for this incredible session. It's going to be expansive. Just DM me. My DMs are always open and let's chat about how we can make sure this for you is the norm from now on and always as you grow, flow, and scale. I love you all so much. And I'm so excited to be back next week with more brilliant guests on the podcast.